Okay, so you're running an e-commerce business, right? And you're out there on social media trying to really connect with your customers.
Yeah, it can feel a bit like shouting into the wind sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just hoping someone hears you through all that noise.
Hmm.
And by the way, if you are looking to give your social profiles a bit of a boost, a real shot in the arm, check out rapidboost.net.
Good tip.
Okay, so let's get into it because today we're doing a deep dive on something, well, pretty vital. The do's and don'ts of promoting your e-commerce business on social media for success. We've got this really comprehensive guide.
Hmm.
And the idea is to basically cut through all that clutter and give you the stuff you really need to know. You know, the strategies that actually work and the common mistakes to steer clear of.
And what's really fascinating right off the bat is just the scale we're talking about. This guide highlights like over 4.8 billion people on social media.
Wow, that's huge.
It's massive. And more importantly, it connects to actual sales. Sprout Social found, this is 2024 data, that 78% of consumers, they're willing to buy from brands they actually engage with on social.
78%. Okay.
So the potential is enormous, but it's got to be smart engagement, not just, being there.
Totally agree. It's about what works. So we're going to break down what really moves the needle and what can totally kill your momentum. Let's jump into the do's first. These are the proven strategies to unlock that growth.
All right.
And the first big one, maybe the biggest, know your audience.
Yeah.
Like really know them, inside out. It's way beyond just knowing their age.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising, but even brands with tons of data sometimes just run on assumptions. And this guide really hammers home that effective promotion. It goes way beyond those generic ideas. It's about creating data-driven personas.
Okay, explain that a bit more. Data-driven personas.
Yeah, so think of it like a semi-fictional character, but one that's based on real data about your ideal customer. You're not selling to like a vague crowd.
They're targeting specific people. So you got to dig into your sales numbers, your Google Analytics, those social media insights people often glance over.
Demographics.
Demographics, sure, but also what are their actual problems, their pain points, how do they shop, what kind of content actually stops their scroll.
Okay, getting into the nitty-gritty. And the guide talks about actively listening and engaging, too. That sounds like, well, it sounds like work, but important work.
It is, but it's crucial. Social listening tools, the guide mentions, Brandwatch, Sprout Social, they're super helpful here.
How so?
Well, they let you track conversations about your industry, your competitors, even specific keywords about your products. But it's not just listening, it's how you respond.
Right.
Answering questions quickly, dealing with feedback, even the tough complaints. That interaction, that builds serious trust.
Yeah.
Shows you're actually listening.
Makes perfect sense. Okay, and then segmentation and personalization. That's taking that deep understanding and
Good.
making the message even sharper. Exactly. Think about Instagram's close friends feature.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect for exclusive offers to your real fans, right? Or maybe grouping your Facebook followers by interest so you can run campaigns that actually resonate with them specifically.
So it feels less like spam and more like something useful.
Precisely. The more relevant it feels, the better chance it has of actually cutting through all the noise in their feed.
There's a great case study here, too. Glow Up Skincare. They use social polls, just asking people what scents they wanted for a new product.
Smart. Direct feedback.
Totally. And the result? Engagement doubled, and sales jumped 30% just from their active Instagram followers.
See? That's tapping directly into what people want. Powerful stuff.
Okay, so that's knowing your audience. Next, do. Create value-packed, consistent content. And the key word there seems to be value, not just constant selling.
Absolutely, because value changes, right? What worked last year might just be noise now. The guide's really clear. If you want people to stick around, you need to offer them more than just buy my stuff. Ask yourself, why should you follow this brand? What's in it for you?
So what kind of value really hits home?
Well, the guide breaks it down nicely. Educational stuff, like how-to videos showing your product in action.
Okay.
Entertaining content, maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff. Show your brand's personality. And inspiring content, like user-generated content, UGC.
UGC. I
Yeah.
like that, seeing real people using the product.
Exactly. It feels way more authentic, builds trust. And another part of this is having a consistent visual identity.
Right, the look and feel, colors, fonts.
Yeah, all that makes you recognizable, professional. Tools like Canva can make that pretty easy, even without a design team.
Good point. And what about, like, how often to post? Is there a magic number? It feels like a balancing act.
It really is. You want to stay visible but not annoying. The guide mentions Hootsuite research suggesting posting at peak times could boost reach by like 25%.
Okay, that's significant.
But it also warns against just flooding feeds. For most e-commerce brands, maybe 3 to 5 quality posts a week seems to be the sweet spot. Quality over quantity, always.
Got it. And using things like shoppable posts on Instagram and Facebook shops seems like a no-brainer for e-commerce now, right? To make buying easier.
Oh, totally fundamental. It just removes friction. Someone sees something they like, boom, they can often buy it right there in the app. No clicking away, searching your site.
Yeah, much smoother. Okay, third do. Harness the power of community and social proof. This feels super important for building trust online.
It's absolutely fundamental. Think about it. In e-commerce, people can't touch the product first, so trust is everything. And social proof is, well, proof that other people trust you and like your stuff.
So things like showing customer reviews prominently, maybe those unboxing videos people post.
Exactly. Real reviews from real people. Gold. And unboxing videos, especially from influencers people trust, give that authentic first look.
And how do you encourage that? The guide mentions UGC campaigns.
Yeah, branded hashtags are great for this. You ask customers to share photos using your product with a specific tag, maybe like the guide's example, #myyoga look. You can even offer little rewards, feature the best ones. It basically turns your customers into like mini ambassadors.
Nice. What about building private groups?
Yeah.
Like an insider community?
Yeah, that's a great strategy too. Think Allbirds in their Facebook group. Creates the space for your biggest fans to connect, share, give feedback.
Fosters loyalty.
Exactly. And generates amazing word of mouth.
Okay, and the final do here. Invest in smart ads and strategic partnerships. Because, let's face it, organic reach isn't always easy to come by.
Yeah, it's shrunk a lot. Organic stuff builds the relationship, but ads give you that precision reach. And the guide makes a good point about micro-influencers.
Those with smaller, maybe 10K to 50K followers.
Right. They often have really engaged niche audiences, and it can be more cost-effective, maybe even more trustworthy than a huge celebrity endorsement.
Interesting. And retargeting, that always sounds a bit complex, but effective.
Super effective. It's basically showing ads to people who've already shown interest, visited your site, maybe added something to their cart but didn't buy.
Okay. The ones who almost bought.
Exactly. These warm prospects are way more likely to click and buy. The guide notes their click-through rates are often significantly higher.
Gotcha. And to make sure all the spending, organic effort, influencer stuff actually works. Tracking is key.
Absolutely essential. You got to track everything. Using tools like the Facebook Pixel, TikTok Pixel, adding UTM tags to your links.
UTM tags, like little trackers on the links?
Yeah, precisely. They tell your analytics exactly where someone came from, which post, which ad, which influencer. So you know what's actually driving sales, not just guessing. Data-driven decision.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the do's. Know your audience, create value, build community, invest smartly, and track everything. Now, the don'ts. The mistakes that kill momentum. First one, don't spam or oversell. Value over volume. Seems obvious.
You'd think so, but it's easy to slip into. The guide points out overly promotional posts. Top reason people unfollow brands. Nobody wants an endless ad feed.
Right. And what about those auto DMs you get right after following someone? Or mass tagging?
Yeah, the guide warns against those too. They just feel impersonal, spammy even. Auto DMs often get ignored, and mass tagging, just annoying, damages your reputation. It's about real connection, not fake numbers.
And actually responding to comments and questions?
Yeah.
Not ignoring people?
Crucial. Ignoring people basically says, I don't care, right? Destroys trust. Thoughtful responses show you're listening. And that constant buy now, sale ending stuff.
Yeah, an endless urgency.
It gets old fast. The guide says mix it up, balance promotions with that valuable, educational, entertaining stuff we talked about.
Yeah, that fake urgency just feels manipulative after a while.
Mm.
Okay, next, don't. Don't chase every single trend if it doesn't fit your brand. This sounds sensible, but tempting.
Oh, it's super tempting when you see something going viral. Big numbers, lots of buzz. But the guide's right. Jumping on a trend or meme that doesn't fit your brand, it can feel forced, awkward, even damage your image.
So you got to ask, is this really relevant to us,
Yeah.
to our audience?
Exactly. Just because, I don't know, a silly dog filter is trending doesn't mean it works for a luxury watch brand, right?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Maintain that consistent brand voice.
Totally. And focus on quality, even with trends. One really good, relevant reel is better than, like, 5 half-baked attempts just to join in.
Yeah. There's a case study here about a furniture brand that lost engagement trying to be funny with irrelevant memes and got it back when they went back to behind the scenes and design tips, stuff that actually fit them.
See? Stick to what makes sense for your brand.
Okay, number 3, don't ignore analytics and feedback. Ties right back to tracking, doesn't it?
It really does. Just relying on guesswork, or worse, just looking at likes,
Or-
vanity metrics, it's a waste of time and money.
So you need to know what's actually working.
You do. The guide recommends checking your platform analytics weekly. What posts did well, where's traffic coming from, conversions, follower growth.
Okay, and A/B testing, trying different visuals or words.
Yeah, definitely. Platforms like Facebook ads, Pinterest, they make it pretty easy to test different versions of your ads or pins to see what performs better. Optimizing.
And actually asking for feedback, polls, questions.
Invaluable. That direct customer input tells you so much about what they want, what they need, what's not working. It informs everything.
Right. Okay, next, don't. Don't neglect brand consistency or visual cohesion. We talk visuals, but this sounds broader.
It is. It's the whole package. Your look, your message, even how often you post. If it's all over the place,
Yep.
it just weakens your brand, makes you look maybe unreliable, unprofessional.
So using templates Canva, Figma again helps keep the look consistent.
Absolutely. And making sure your message, your brand voice is the same everywhere. Playful, serious, whatever it is, keep it consistent. Planning with an editorial calendar helps too. Avoids those last-minute rushed posts.
Good point. And the final don't forget mobile optimization. Seems like a basic, but crucial.
Absolutely critical. That stat, over 98% of people access social media on their phones.
Wow, 98%. Okay.
So if your stuff isn't mobile friendly, you're basically invisible to almost everyone.
So that means using vertical video for Reels, TikTok, Stories, fills the whole screen.
Exactly. Much more immersive. And your landing pages, they have to load fast on mobile. Under 2 seconds, ideally. People just won't wait.
That's counts.
They will. You lose the sale. And even make sure your buttons, your calls to action, are easy to tap with a thumb on a small screen.
Ah, thumb-friendly CTAs makes
Yeah.
sense. It's all about that smooth mobile experience.
It really is.
Okay, so we've got the do's, we've got the don'ts. Now, the guide gets into picking the right platforms and tactics for your niche. Because you can't be everywhere, right?
Definitely not. That's a recipe for burnout and wasted effort. It's about being smart, being where your audience actually hangs out, and crucially, where they're in the mindset to maybe buy something.
So, matching the platform to the customer profile.
Exactly. The guide gives some good pointers. Like Instagram, great for visual brands. Younger shoppers think fashion, beauty, art. Reels and shoppable tags are key there.
Okay. And Facebook.
Tends to skew a bit older, good for hobbyists, building community with groups, and Facebook ads are really powerful for retargeting.
What about Pinterest?
Pinterest is huge for inspiration. People planning things DIY, home stuff, weddings. It's intent-based discovery. Rich pins, Pinterest shopping are important there.
And TikTok. Still huge, obviously.
Yeah, very trend-driven, Gen Z focused, short, authentic videos, creator partnerships work well there.
Then you've got LinkedIn,
Uh,
more B2B.
generally, yeah.
Yeah.
B2B, high-ticket items, content marketing and targeted ads for leads, and Twitter.
Fast-paced news tech, maybe.
Right. Good for quick support, real-time chat, threads and spaces. Maybe use cautiously for e-commerce for now.
There's that EcoRoot case study, again, the sustainable homeware shop. They tripled conversions by focusing just on Instagram and Pinterest.
Perfect example. Shows the power of concentrating your fire where it counts. Don't spread yourself too thin.
Right. Okay, now finding the sweet spot between paid ads and organic content. It's not either, is it?
No, not at all. They really work best together. Paid accelerates growth, gets you reach fast. Organic builds the long-term relationship, the trust.
So organic is for, like, education, community building, tutorials, customer features, Q&As.
Exactly. Nurturing your audience, building loyalty without paying for every single interaction. Then you use targeted ads strategically.
For promotions. Bestsellers, special offers, reaching specific audiences.
Precisely. Using custom audiences based on who you want to reach. And definitely retargeting with dynamic product ads.
Showing people the exact product they looked at.
Yeah, that gentle reminder. Super effective. Shopify found brands integrating paid and organic see up to 30% higher average order values.
Wow, 30% higher AOV.
That's significant.
It really shows the power of integrating them.
Okay, nearly there. Last section. Staying compliant and protecting your brand. Less exciting maybe, but vital. Absolutely. You got to manage things responsibly. Being transparent about sponsorships, following FTC guidelines that builds trust,
And customer data.
protect it fiercely, don't ask for personal info in DMs, keep transactions on secure store pages. Basic, but essential. And moderating comments. Don't just delete negativity.
Respond professionally.
Exactly. Respond tactfully. Shows you care, builds trust even when things go wrong.
Okay, so wrapping it all up,
Hmm.
success on social for e-commerce, it's not magic. It's strategy, consistency, and learning. Always learning.
That's it perfectly. These do's and don'ts, they're really a roadmap to genuine growth, building real trust, and creating a community, not just quick wins.
So know your audience, provide real value, connect with people,
Mm.
and avoid those common traps like spamming or ignoring your data. It's a long game.
And it absolutely is the brands that win long term.
Mm.
They listen, they serve, they connect, even as they get bigger.
And just a reminder, if you do want some expert help boosting that authentic engagement and getting your social media presence really hunting, check out rapidboost.net. Okay, so for you listening, here's a final thought to chew on.
Yeah.
Based on everything we've dug into today, what's the one thing, the first strategy you're going to start doing, or maybe the one mistake you're going to stop making, starting right now?
Yeah, pick one thing to focus on.
Exactly. Mull that over, see
Yeah.
what difference it makes.